Alright, so here's how you burst. Basically it. I mean, of course you'll still be attacking and so on, but I'll go over it in the video. I just wanted to show you what the burst looked like within 10 seconds, I guess. Anywho, enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody. In today's video I wanted to go over how to burst as a buck, because I've been getting a few people asking, is buck easy to burst on? Am I doing it right? So here's this video to explain how to burst as buck. So the buffs you want to use are Lightning Form and Stimulating Conversation, because they both have the same cooldown. You also want to make sure Serpent Spirit is on. You want to make sure your Toggle Sea Serpent is on. Then you want to use Overdrive, Maple Goddess, and lastly, well, okay, and also the Hyper Skill Epic Adventure. I don't usually use it, but, you know, just because I don't have it on the keyboard, I think. Never mind, it is on the keyboard. So yeah, you want to do that. What else? Make sure you have 5 on dice. You can choose so by using loaded dice in 5th job. There we go, now we have dice. And then of course, after you use terms and conditions, you want to bind. Or you can bind first and then terms and conditions, whatever. You don't have to be optimal. So okay, after you get all that, then you want to throw all 3 of your lightning orbs. And then you want to use Howling. And then the first part of Howling, of course, is not an iframe. So if you need to iframe something, make sure you press it again to cancel the first part of the skill. You will miss out on some damage, but you can press it again to stay safe, because the second part of the skill, when the mouth closes, is an iframe. After the mouth closes, you want to use Corkscrew, which is the dash, to cancel out of the animation of Howling. Unless you're using a Risk of Restraint, which, of course, you have to stay in that little area. So then you don't want to use Corkscrew. But for most people who aren't doing Oz and don't have an Oz ring like that, yeah, then don't Cork, or then do Cork. Yeah, I think I said that right. So right now, this Dojo dummy is set to Lucid, where it's level 230, you know, defense, whatever, and arcane power. You can also use Flag, because Flag gives you all stat as well as reduces enemies' defense. Now, here's the thing you do before you burst, like before you actually start bursting using the orbs and all that. Make sure that you Octopunch 1 time while Sea Serpent is on, because if you do, that bite happens. When that bite happens, it applies a debuff to enemies. This will give you not only extra crit rate because it's a debuff, but also 20% final damage. On top of that, it works with Serpent Spirit in order to give you 15% crit damage. So you can see there's no number down here right now, except for the cooldown. But if I attack an enemy that has that debuff, you can see now it's at 3, which means I'm getting the full 15%. So yeah. Definitely do that. So again, just gonna go over it one more time. Lightning Form, Stimulating Conversation, Overdrive, Maple Goddess, Flag. I mean, you should probably do Flag first, honestly. Like, Flag is 100% uptime, so yeah. Make sure Flag is down. Then Lightning Form, Stimulating Conversation, Overdrive, Maple Goddess, Angelic Buster, and then always make sure that you at least did 1 Octopunch somewhere before your burst, so that this debuff is on. Then you want to throw all 3 of your lightning orbs, and then after the 3rd orb comes out, use Howling. After the mouth closes, use Corkscrew, and then jump back into position, or you can even do the this dash thing, where you like dash to the enemy. You could do that, I don't. Yeah. And then after you do that, you want to use Serpent Vortex, because Serpent Vortex does more damage than Octopunch. Now, if you have low ping, you can hold it down, get all 6 of them out. Or if you have high ping, then you want to use it every now and then in between octopunches. If the boss is mobile, then you could like save a charge for mobility. But yeah, usually you want to use all 6 if you're bursting. Usually, not all the time, because again, some bosses you want to make sure you have some charges for mobility. Anyway, so I'll do a quick like burst, and then I'll do a 3-minute battle analysis. Now, yes, I do not have my Link skills, stuff like that, except for Angelic Buster, of course. So this won't be like an actual damage test for me, but I'm just showing like how to burst. Let me just make sure this is actually set. Okay. So, once again, make sure your dice is set. Turn on Lord of the Deep. Use your hyper skill. And then lightning form. Down flag. You can cancel it with Pork, by the way. Forgot to mention that. And yeah, let's begin. So Octopunch, then Orbs, Howling, Corkscrew, come back into position while Octopunching, and then just either hold down Vortex, or you can use, you know, Vortex every now and then. If you know, can't just hold it down. Because not everyone's internet is the same. And then when Flag goes down, use Flag again, Corkscrew to cancel the animation. And there you go. That is basically it. Goodness, Howling's strong. And then after this, I'll do a full battle analysis rotation or whatever. Sorry, I'm really tired. But yeah. Oh, by the way, don't use Nautilus Strike as an attack. I see a lot of bucks doing that, where they think that you still have to use Nautilus Strike to get the 2 extra lines. You don't have to do that anymore. Don't worry about using Nautilus. You can even take it off your keyboard now. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait for these cooldowns, and then I'll do a battle analysis. Hopefully I explained this right. Oh, you know, I forgot to mention if you have the Will skill or Saren skill, you can also use those, but... Alright, so let's get this battle analysis. Make sure I have 5 on dice. Let's... Nice. Okay, do this. Ooh, rats. All right. Alright. So, yeah. So yeah, that's the battle analysis. And, again, Cork is really just for animation canceling, because certain attacks have a super long animation or certain buffs. Pretty sure... I mean, of course, there's always room for improvement, but usually when I burst, I don't, like, try to optimize. When I say not optimize, I mean, like, I usually just use things whenever I can. Kind of. The only time that I truly optimize is in, Culvert. But otherwise, when I'm bossing, I don't sometimes I don't use buffs. Like, what do you call it? Like, I don't use Epic Adventure. Unless I'm doing Culvert, like I said. Or if I'm in a party with other adventurers. But, yeah, I'm not, like, super... No, this isn't about me. This is about teaching you guys burst. So, one last thing I want to do at the end of this video is... In the future, there's going to be a buff to, lightning orbs. You know, the orbs that you get from lightning form. So, let me show you something. Bring this back up. Okay. So... Also, how much damage did I do? Because I put my link skills on. Because I was a little curious. Okay, well, that's good. Oh, let me get rid of this charge real quick. So, okay. Right now, the orbs have no hit limit, so they'll keep doing damage as long as they have an enemy to hit. As you are aware, they hit multiple targets. The wording of the translation of the change that's coming to the orbs made some people think that it's only going to hit one enemy. What it really means is, because now there's a hit limit, it can only hit a certain enemy. Like, let's say there's two enemies. It can hit both enemies, however, it'll, like... If it reaches its limit of hitting, I think, what, 14 times? Yeah, I think 14 times. Or was it 10 times? Either way, after it reaches this limit, like, that's it. It won't do any more damage to the enemy that it hit the limit on. But if it didn't hit the limit on the other enemy while it was hitting the first enemy, then it'll continuously do damage to the other enemy as well. It's... Basically, it's still mobs. It just has a hit limit. Kind of like, Cannoneer's, bullet bills. So, I guess I'll just do this. Just to show you how many times it can hit on a big enemy. I'm gonna use this all the way back here to get as many hits out of it as I can. Alright. So that hit 120 times on a big enemy. However, in the future, it's gonna hit 140 times, I think. Now let me do a small enemy. It only hit 85 times. Now, we'll put two enemies right next to each other. Guess I should do the big one first, huh? So two enemies right next to each other. As you can see, it's doing damage to both. Alright, we'll hit a good amount. So, it's gonna work just like that in the future, except it's gonna do way more lines and have a hit limit. So, no matter the size of the enemy, it's always gonna hit 140 times, unless the enemy moves in. Because, you know, the orb is moving one way, if the enemy moves the other way, then of course it's gonna get less hits, but basically it's just better overall in the future, so. Hope this video helped. I know only the very beginning was probably the most helpful, but, you know, I just too many times I see people saying that it only hits one enemy. They were trying to say that, like, in very specific situations that, like, it can only hit one enemy a certain amount of times, but it'll still hit both enemies. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done. This video was supposed to be like 5 minutes long. I've been recording for 17 minutes. But yeah. Wanted to go over it. Bye.